Okay, so I want to talk about image size, how you know the size of an image, and how you find images that are similar size or work with them. Okay, so I opened a document that I have. I was working on this in 3D Studio Max for my animation class, and I just opened it. And I can see based on my rulers that this starts at 0, and it is about 13 something by 5 something. Okay, image size tells me exactly that right there. It is 13.5 exactly by 5.67 exactly. And it also shows me that it's screen resolution, which makes sense because I did a screen capture. It also gives me what it is in pixels. So 13.5 inches is 972 pixels. You may need to know that, and that's how you find that out. Okay, so, and it also gives me the size, by the way. Up here it tells me how large my file is. When I save this, that's how much space I'm going to need to be able to save it. Okay, so I now know this. Now I know this, and I want to be able to bring in another image to work with this. So I know roughly what size I'm looking for because it gave it to me in pixels. Okay, see that? So if I go to Google, and I just typed in the word artichoke, I don't know, images, and oh no, this is out of focus. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. And so I have a whole bunch of images here with artichokes, and I can go to Tools, Size, and they used to let you type in exactly what you needed. It was beautiful, but now you can just change it to large. Okay, and what's going to happen when it doesn't do that right now. Something's weird with this computer. Normally, when you hover over an image, it will tell you in the bottom hand corner, it will tell you the size. Okay? So now, by choosing large, I have limited, that's kind of cool, I have limited the number of options I have. And by the way, if you guys didn't know this, artichokes actually are thistles. They're flowers. Pretty cool, huh? And they're picked before they open. So that's why you don't ever get to see the flower. It's a really beautiful flower. Okay, so I like this one. Let's see. It's not giving me the size of the image. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So I hover over it, and it's showing me in this bottom right-hand corner, left-hand corner, my other left, my other right. It's $13.99 by $6.52. Okay, so will that work for my? I want to bring in an image. Will that work for my size? Well, pretty close. So right-click, and you can either save the image, which is the better way to do this, or you can copy the image. And this is where I talk about copyright. For educational purposes, you can borrow stuff off the internet. As long as you're using it for learning, as we are here, you can do that. That is legal. It's withstood the test of time, and nobody's going to sue you for using a little bit of their work, or they might, but they won't win. Another issue, right? They're not going to be able to win suing you for borrowing for learning purposes. I have stuff in my documents that I have borrowed, and nobody sued me so far. And again, I haven't made a dime off of it. It's just for educational purposes. So you can use things for educational purposes. The minute you use it to make money, you have to pay and get permission from and credit the original artist. And that's why I started offering photography. Because if you guys are taking your own pictures, then you're not going to sue yourselves. And it saves you the hassle. I have created this image here. So this is mine. This is my own work. Nobody's going to sue me for this. This is mine. Now, if I go and take for example, a photo off the internet of President Obama, and I turn it into this, which is exactly what he did. The artist who created this pop art poster of President Obama for his campaign took an image that someone else had photographed, it was an AP photographer, off the internet, and modified it, and made money off of it. And he got sued. So that's why I'm telling you this. You can, for educational purposes, use stuff to learn from, but the minute you go out there and you start making money, you start setting up your own shop, don't do this. Because if you get sued, it's more likely than not you're going to get sued for more money than you made, so it's just not worth it. Plus, it's just wrong. Somebody's going to, at some point in your life, steal your work. It's happened to me. It's very frustrating, so I don't do it to other people. And if I do borrow something from someone else, I give them credit for it. Okay, so back to artichokes. So for the sake of this, here is the website that this came from. But I'm gonna borrow it, and I'm gonna bring it into Photoshop. Edit. I copied it, and I pasted it, and you can see because I looked at the size and I picked for the size, it's actually bigger than what I need. It's okay to scale stuff down, and we're going to learn how to do that next, but it's not something that you don't want to scale up, okay? So scaling down is fine, but scaling up, you just really don't want the computer picking your pixels, okay? And so that's how you find images that work within your canvas, by going out and starting with, by either taking your own, which I highly recommend, buying stock photography where you can pay somebody who's taking these pictures to do it, or borrowing for your educational purposes only small amounts of someone's work, and then giving credit to the site. And the website where I stole this from is Elementarium. Okay, so this is their photo. They took it. I did not. Beautiful photo. Okay, so that's how you get images that you need, because otherwise, I'll just show you any size, and I say, oh, I like that, and I copy it, and I come into Photoshop without knowing anything about it, edit, paste, and now it's really tiny. And it's like, well, what do I do? Scale it up? No. Go back and find one that's bigger. And so that you don't get disappointed because you found something you love, go ahead and very first thing, once you get into images, go to your tools, change your size, make it large, get rid of any chance of picking something that you can't use. Okay?